Hey, good morning, GTT Block 5. Today's Thursday, March 6, 2014. We're going to model one part that looks like a letter E, the letter E. You should have already sketched this on your isometric paper so you know what it looks like in an isometric view. You save the .ipt file in your GTT folder. And then you're going to lay out the 4 views. And then you're going to export that to PDF format with dimensions. The key important things for today's lesson are the magic numbers are 5 and 1. We're always going to use a rectangle sketch tool, and then we're going to dimension the sketches in order to properly model this part. So we're on Inventor. Upper left, new piece of paper. Double click standard IPT. Might take a couple seconds to load, but that's okay. You should have a fresh part file loading eventually. It's good. Something to help you out as you get better at this, you can hit the plus sign to the left of origin over here. The plus sign, you can open up all the axes and planes. Let's see what's going on. Looks better if you hit the house and you see that. Okay. So you create a 2D sketch. Click on this plane, which is the XY plane. You double click. And you know you did it correctly if the red X arrow goes to the right, the Y green arrow goes up and down. If you did it incorrectly, you should hit the back button up here and make sure you click on the right plane. First shape we sketch is a rectangle. You always start on the yellow dot, which is the origin. You click once, you let go, drag to the up and right. And today, let's just click. We're going to guess right now. We're just going to guess at what it should look like. Your goal is to make the green lines blue. So to do that, you click on this. Click on that green line. Click, go up. You want that dimension to be 1. Might get bigger. You might want to hit front over here. Bring dimension again. This. Bring it over here. You want this to be 5. If you're lost in space, you can hit this magnifying glass over here. It should center it off for you. Again, we're going to use rectangle. We're going to draw a rectangle. You snap it to this corner here. Click, go down and to the right. Click once. You have green lines. You need to make them blue. We're going to dimension this little line here. Click. We want that to be 1. We want this line. Click once. Go down. We want this to be 2. Magnifying glass, and we're good. We're going to do the same thing to the bottom right corner. Click the bottom right, drag up and to the right. Maybe for this one you could just type in 2, press tab, 1. Should have the rectangle already locked in. So right now it looks like a C, but we want the letter E. So right now we're going to use the sketch tool rectangle again. Somewhere on this line, click down and to the right, click. Right now we have 3 green lines. So what we're going to do is we need to dimension. We have to dimension 3 things according to this in the bottom right to make every line blue. So we need to dimension this green line. Click, go down. It is not 1.125. We're going to do 1. This up and down line over here. Click, drag to the right. It is not 1.19. It's going to be 1. And then here's a tricky one. You click dimension. We want the distance from this green line to this blue line here. Go in between. We want that distance to be 0.5. I'm sorry, we want that distance to be 1. So if you did it wrong, you double click the number you got wrong and you just type over it and click 1. So you should have one long rectangle going up and down, rectangle going left and right, on the top and bottom, same size, and a little square here where this distance from here to here is 1. When you see fully constrained down here, you might have to hit escape a couple times. Fully constrained. Finish sketch. Always hit this home button over here. Our other favorite button to hit across the top is called Extrude. We're going to extrude. You need to extrude all four rectangles. 1, I'll start over here, pop it out. 2, 3, 4. Distance is 1. Hit OK. This would be a good time to change a color. You could pick any color. I just pick colors so you guys could see it. Yellow looks alright. Good time to save it to your GTT folder. See, I have a GTT folder. I name it GTT E part. Put your last name. Always put your last name at the end of every file name, so when I grade them, I know whose it is immediately. And hit save. Okay. So I don't grade these files here. I grade when you lay it on paper on the Ccp Title Block. So you hit this new piece of paper in the upper left. Double click our title block over here. It should load. It asks you for your name. You type in your first name and last name. So for me, I type in Mr. Salverio. First name, last name. We are GTT-5. In order to get all your points for this title block page, it has to look professional. So it should populate over here and over here. First thing you click base, upper left. Scroll this to the left a little. The scale we want is 1 to 2. So then it fits on this piece of paper. Remember, you hover over here and it takes 4 left clicks. It's important to get the 4 left clicks correct. So you do 1, above 2, to the right 3, somewhere over here 4, right click, create. So 4 left clicks, then right click, create. You always want to be within these lines here. Remember, stay within the lines. Hit escape a couple times. Hover over this ISO view over here, so you see it, right click, edit view. We want that color. Alright. So, last class we stopped here. Today we're going to learn how to dimension. So up here you're going to click on the word annotate. Click on annotate, you have all these other options over here. In the upper left you're going to see dimension. I just need you to lay out 3 dimensions to maximize your points for this part. You click dimension, and you can click this line over here, make it red, click, go to the left, click once, this box is going to pop up, uncheck this box right here, and you hit OK. So if you do this right, this should be the number 5. Then you dimension again. We're going to dimension this top line. We're going to click, make it red without a green dot. So hover over it, make it red, click, go up, and click. There you go. The last dimension we're going to do is this little guy over here. So you click on dimension, make the line red, click once, go up, click again. You should see the number 1. Hit escape a couple times. If you want to move this number 1 to the other side, just drag it over, just like anything that is Windows based. Now this would be a good time to save it in your GTT folder. Hit save. If you save in the right spot, you should already have your J part in there. So now we're saving the E part, your last name. Hit save. And then I don't grade inventor files. I only grade .pdf files. So you need to click the I button in the upper left. And click export. Export to PDF. You should also save this PDF file in the same spot as your other C part, J part, T part. But this one's called the E part. So it's the letter E. And hit save. And then there you go. So as we're building our skills, you get to lay out the 4 views, and now you get to lay out the dimensions, the overall height, overall width, and overall depth of this letter E. The PDF file should look good. And that'll be today's first letter we do for the first 30 minutes of class. I hope you had fun. Have a good class.